Welcome to episode 70 of Moms with Yarn. My name is Sharon. I'm known as Bronx Knitter1 on Ravelry and Bronx Knitter on Instagram. Welcome. Today is Sunday, April 15th. And if you haven't filed your taxes, you have until Tuesday, April 17th to get them done. So I went and got my taxes done yesterday, and finding out that I owe money was shocking enough. But after I did my taxes and found out how much money I owe, being retired is not proven to be very profitable. I went with my mother to the notary public to get something notarized. She had the wrong papers. But while I was helping her fold the papers and put them back in her purse, I left my own wallet on the counter in the pharmacy. And I went back 2 minutes later and it was gone. So whoever took my change purse, it wasn't actually my wallet, it was my change purse, got my only $10 and also got my debit card. Not cool, because when you need a new debit card, you have to wait for them to send it in the mail. So after I got all freaked out because I had no debit card, no way to get money other than cashing a check, no place to really cash a check because I don't know where there's any check cash in places, and plus I have to pay back thousands of dollars in income tax. It was just a scary mess of a day. So after I came home and detoxed from all the horrible things that happened yesterday, I realized that all they got was a piece of plastic and my last $10. So whoever got my change purse, I hope they bought food and not booze or drugs, but stuff happens. Just gotta learn to let it off your chest. You can't hold on to that stuff. So, life is gonna go on as usual. Tax time is not an easy time for anybody, no matter what the reason is. Whether you owe money or get money back, it's still stressful to have to come up with all the paperwork and stuff. So get your taxes done by Tuesday and you won't have to think about it again until next year. That's my advice. So I'm going to talk about what I've been knitting on. And actually, the first thing I'm knitting on, the first thing I finished was the Middlefield Pullover from New England Knits. It is by Melissa Labar, and I'm actually wearing it. So it looks like this. That's not the image I'm trying to give you. Let me plug in my laptop before it goes dead. So it looks like this. I made it with wool of the Andes, worsted weight. It is in the Holly Berry colorway. So it calls for a size 8 needle, a US 8, which is a 6.0 millimeter, to use throughout the whole sweater. And I had no idea that there would be this much give in the sleeves. I should have recognized it when I was making the sweater, but I didn't really pay that much attention. I should have. You know how your gut tells you something, tells you one thing, and you just keep going anyway? So that's what happened with the sweater. I could have probably gone down a needle size, but then it would have been snug in places that I didn't want it to be snug. So this is good. I have some elastic thread which I can put in the sleeves to bring them in a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. And otherwise everything is perfect. It's a loose gauge. This Knit Picks Wool of the Andes is not next to skin soft, so you can't really wear it up against your skin. You'll need to wear something underneath. So, but otherwise, it was easy. The pattern was easy to understand, well written, and I followed the instructions exactly with no modifications. And the only thing I didn't really care for was instead of a 3 needle bind off, it's a sewn bind off. So I couldn't really tell about the hem what it was going to do, because when I was knitting it, the hem curled up, but after I blocked it, it just laid flat. The design element is the same on the back as it is on the front. And I love these type of necklines because they go well with a collared shirt. And so, yes, I would make it again. Yes, I would try to find a softer yarn to make it with, so I don't necessarily have to wear a full shirt underneath, maybe just a cami. I could lift my sleeves up a little bit, or my collar up a little bit, not necessary. It does call for 3 buttons, which are here. And the 8 made it a very loose gauge, so the sweater is very stretchy, but it fits perfectly. So, perfect pattern, perfect everything. I liked everything about making it. It was a fast knit when I had time to knit because, you know, in case you didn't know, I'm back to work, and so my sleep schedule and my knit schedule are totally knocked off kilter. Sometimes I wonder if going to work was actually the right idea, but here we are. So that was the first thing I finished. The second thing I finished is here in this rose knits bag that I got as a gift from Tracy T.B. McCarthy. And inside is some fiber that I got from Juanita. It's getting blown out. I don't know if you can see this. She Spins LLC. It doesn't have a colorway, but it's 100% Falkland, which I spun myself. I got 219 yards. I wrote it here on the label. And I made the Bankhead hat. I love me a Bankhead hat. Perfect fit. I love these colors. I love the way the colors came out. I washed and blocked the hat, so it kind of comes to this point right here because I laid it flat. I should have put it on a balloon or something. But I love it. I love the way it's striped. I love the way it looks. And after I wear it a few times, it'll start to act right. But the weather here is crazy. Like right now, it's about 40 something degrees and it's pouring down rain. And it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. So I don't think spring is ever going to come sometimes. But I love this hat. I love the pattern. I love how you make it with hand spun, and you never really know what design you're going to get until you actually get the design. And the hat is long enough for me to roll up if I want to, which I never would do because I prefer a slouchy hat, I think. But this is the hat. I love it. It's not, it is next to skin wearable. It's not soft like merino, but it's a nice hat. It's a very nice pattern, and it's free on Ravelry, so you can always, this is a great go-to hat because the pattern is so simple. It's worth making more than once. So, thank you, Juanita, for the yarn, or the fiber that I spun. And speaking of Juanita, So if you watched Juanita's podcast, then you know that a pair of hand knit socks I made for her were stolen from the laundromat. So I found some Cherry Tree Hill finger paints. It is super sock, self-striping. It is 420 yards, 100% superwash merino. Everything's getting blown out here, but it looks like fruit salad. And the socks look like this. It is self-striping, not in the conventional way that I think about self-striping socks. They are not matchy-matchy. And I have one concern, Juanita. I knit on the subway, so a couple of times I might have pulled too hard, and there is a knot in the foot, I think, of each sock. I can't find the one here, but I do know there's one knot here, and I don't know exactly where the other knot is in this sock. And I don't think this is like really ideal for you because of the diabetes. I don't know if you're going to feel this in any particular kind of uncomfortable way. So I can send you these socks. I will. Or I could make you socks out of this Knit Picks Felici. I have 2 skeins in the Tea Party colorway. And that's the color. Gee whiz, podcasting at night is uncool. This is the colorway. So I could swap them out and I can give these to my son because, you know, I don't care how uncomfortable he is. Or if you want to give him a try, either which way, let me know what you want to do because, as usual, I am willing to make a pair of socks for a friend when the socks they wear get stolen from the laundromat. Those are the conditions. So, Tea Party, or this colorway is called Summer Sweet. Tell me what you want to do because the knot at the bottom of the foot is not cool. Here's the knot. Anyway, you get the picture. Neither one of these socks has a design because I know you like your plain vanillas. So I was trying to be accommodating. So there was that. So I think that's it for new stuff. Finished stuff, I should say. Which means this podcast is going a lot faster than I thought it was going to go. Still, filming at night is the pits. I feel like I'm glowing in the dark. The other thing I'm working on is a sweater, which I don't have the pattern for because I was using my phone to follow the pattern, but it's called Diane. It is a cotton sweater that is knit from sleeve to sleeve. So I'm here right now, not very far. And the yarn I'm using is Inca Tops. Inca, I'll tell you what it's called. It's called, Inca Tops. I got this from Webb's a couple of years ago. And it's been sitting around because I don't know what the yardage is. I didn't want to pull it off the cone to find out. I didn't want to break it to put it on the ball winder. So I went to a Webb's tent sale with my my yarn festival buddy, And I think she may have gotten one of these also. This thing weighs so much. This cone is so heavy. And the pattern calls for, I think, something like 600 or 700 yards. And I'm not even finished with the sleeve because it's going to split someplace, probably here, and make the neck and then go to the other arm. And then when I'm done doing all of that, um, you pick up the stitches along the edge and you knit. Who knows which way you knit? I don't know. I should have maybe read the pattern, but I didn't. But this is what it looks like so far. I really thought that the design would get kind of lost in these colors. It's a 4-ply yarn and it has these 4 colors, which I hope you'll be able to see. It has yellow, purple, blue, and green, or a kind of teal kind of color. I don't even know what color that is. So it's pretty much a DK type of weight. I'm not going to say sport because it's definitely not a sport weight. So the needle size is a US 3, which is what they called for. So the pattern is called Diane. It's a free pattern at the Barocco website, and it's designed by the Barocco design team, and it uses a size 3 and a size, which is a 3.25, and a size 5, which is a 3.75. The design is not getting lost because when you look at the pattern against the solid, you can still see the design. I wonder if this would have looked any different with a feather and fan design. I don't know. But anyway, this is only as far as I got. And my needles are some old boy needles that are losing their paint. And so far, so good. I don't really have any complaints about it. I'm doing the pattern exactly as written. And it's a free pattern, and it's a side-by-side sweater. So I've already done the sleeve, and I'm adding on for the body of the sweater. I have no idea about the construction of this sweater. So this is what I have so far. So that's everything I have for now. In case I had 10 skeins, just by the way, I had 10 skeins of this Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Holly Berry. And you can't see this because the light is just too bright. Holly Berry. And all I have left is 2 full skeins and a partial skein. So the sweater is kind of short. I could have made it a little bit longer, but that didn't happen. So that, my friends, is everything. So let me just say, I am working on something for the small things. Still working on the mittens, but I'm also knitting out of the 55 Christmas balls to knit for my other small things in case the mittens get too overwhelming. And to the ladies that are part of Knit Night. Your packages are still here. My plan was to send them out this Saturday, but with my debit card gone, I had no way to pay for it. And that's not the only one of my plans that got foiled, because I also couldn't renew my notary stamp. A lot of plans got foiled. And it doesn't help, too, that even though I've been working for 2 weeks, I haven't been paid yet, so I'm still waiting for that to happen. So your packages are still here. And if you're participating in the Small Things Knit Along, the prize is some yarn hand-dyed by me. And I'm going to give you a peek at what is being sent out, because the winner of the Small Things Knit Along was Simona Maloney, who knit all 6 mittens in a couple of days. So she had a choice of colors. She let the ladies of Knit Night choose for her. And these were the choices. And so one of these is going to Simona. There's more colors. I have some on top there. And if you participate in the Small Things, then you too can get a skein of this Wool of the Andes Sport, which was white yarn, of course, dyed by me, which was part of the draw. And these skeins are not all going to Simona, but they're all going out as soon as my debit card gets here. So that's it, folks. I don't have anything else. I do have things, other works in progress and things going on, and schedule is messed up. So I'm trying to get back on track. It looks like Sunday is going to be the best day for me to do the podcast. Hopefully not this late at night, but the reasons why are numerous and uninteresting. So I guess until I see you next time, thank you for joining me. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing. I'm happy to have you here. And I try to keep my podcasts short so that I don't take up all your time, because there's a lot of million podcasts out there. And I am thinking about doing a live session. Haven't worked out exactly the date, but if you have any suggestions, let me know in the show notes about dates and times. If a Saturday is better or a Sunday is better. I'm not saying that it's absolutely going to happen, but I feel like I'm so far behind that a live feed might help me to get back on track, to be accountable for what I'm working on, and to continue to work on it. So until I see you next time, I wish you happy knitting.